what I'm thinking while I'm hearing this from people is I see your face and I see Harry's face. And I see you both saying, I told you so. And so the more that I begin to dig into the company and do some research, I found that it's completely opposite of what you and Harry do. Completely opposite as far as results, as far as the customer service, as far as all those things.
And like Francis is saying, right, if like you want hands-on support or like a done for you system where we help you literally end to end, jump on call, get the video done for you, and not for you, but help you do it.
It's not just that you're adding value by helping create this system, but you're also coaching through it, and that makes a difference.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Calcutta, co-founder of Consistent Listings, and today I'm super excited to interview one of my recent successful clients, Rance Robinson, who was able to go from someone who's like word of mouth reliant, waiting for the next business to come and whenever it comes, to having a surefire way to get listings and have something that works in the background even while he's sleeping. Now, Rance has joined me today to talk more about how we're able to do that. And Rance, thank you for coming.
Man, it's my pleasure. Glad to be here.
Amazing. Okay, Rance, just to open up the floor, tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, the area you service, and the market that's we're currently in right now.
Sure thing. Rance Robinson. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio. The Central Ohio area is where I service. And right now we are still kind of we're at the edge or the end of a seller's market.
Cool.
Right. And so, we're getting a lot more listings. We're becoming closer to our even stress of what it takes to be on the MLS to go to a balanced market right now. So that's where we're at. It's still slightly uneven, slightly in favor of the sellers, but we have more listings coming up, more buyers that are coming in. A very growing city.
Okay, cool. Well, Rance, tell me like the big problem you were mainly dealing with before joining the program.
The main problem that I was dealing with is that I knew I needed a system, a marketing system. That's what I knew. I knew I needed a marketing system. The issue that I had was there were so many options. There were so many things. Do I go with a certain social medias platform to market that way, or should I, just try to do everything organically with, my own reels, videos? What avenue should I take? That was the big issue. And I was trying to figure that out, and it just so happened that we collided around the right time.
And you say you had a lot of options there. What? Yeah, you said reels. What were the other avenues you could have taken?
It was. I was really considering paid Facebook ads. I was really considering doing. I kept hearing about potentially doing LinkedIn ads, which I didn't know anything about. And then, recording reels and that type of stuff I've done before. I've had some success going mildly viral with non-real estate topics like marriage and relationships, things like so. I've caught the wave in that, but never.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, it was more like kind of like by the sounds of it, a bit of an analysis process. There's so many directions to go, and there always is as an agent, right? You can there's more things to do than not, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it can get quite overwhelming. Yeah. So yeah, okay, cool. Okay, that makes sense. And I know we kind of spoke about this. So you chose our thing over, all these other options. What made you want to choose to work with me and Harry specifically over all the other programs and other things out there?
All right. So I do not mean to use this as a pun, but consistency. You guys were consistent in contact, reaching out. I think especially Harry in the beginning, his reach out point was good. And then of course the calls and actually being able to talk back and forth and really talk out my objections, the things that I found interesting in what you do, but also the way that objections were handled. That made a difference.
Amazing. And you said a bit about support being with us. Now, for context, guys, Rance has really only been with us for we've only been live for I'll say 10, 11 days. I can give you that factual time on that. I think it's 11. And, we haven't gone into a full working relationship where we've been longer than 3 months, but how have you found the support being with us so far?
Oh man, the support has been great. Of course, you, Ryan, are on it and it's to the point with support wise. I'm like, does Ryan sleep? That's my question. Does he ever go, or, are you working? Why are you working 14 hours a day? That's what it feels like. But what's incredible about it is I've never felt like whatever question I have or anything like that, there's not time for me to have my questions answered, or, and the other thing that I really like is that you are forthcoming with your knowledge and your information to help make sure that I am, as the client, understands what's going on. Nothing feels cloaked. Nothing feels like it's secret. I like that.
Yeah, we're open book, right? Like you said, when you were joining, you did the background research. You couldn't find a thing.
I couldn't find a thing. Matter of fact, most people were like, "Yeah, what are you waiting on? Do it." Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
There we go. And then getting you set up, the whole process of how we take you from where we're at to having your ads launched with you working in the background, working for yourself essentially while you sleep, bringing you in listings. How was that? Like the onboarding process, getting you set up. How was that process like?
The onboarding process was good. It was exciting, and it gave me tasks to do. It gave me something to make me feel like I was working towards something. But I will also say that what I also liked is that I could see the value being added. So I could, when I was checking, in certain folders and things like that, I could see my scripts coming and I could see the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And so it gave me encouragement that what I was told was going to be happening was happening, and it was happening at the time that you all said it would happen. That made a difference.
There we go. Gotta be people of our word, eh?
Yes.
Okay. And you were saying, I remember before, you didn't go over every system in the whole world to land on us, right? But you did have like a somewhat of an experience somewhere, being being in another program. How does this compare to that?
It compares to it. They're different, but in the end result was supposed to be the same. One was supposed to generate, leads and things like that off of my efforts, and then of course the automation of what you all do is what was really what I wanted. So had I found you guys before the other program, there's no question that I would have been right over here. And so oddly, a couple of months before you all even reached out to me, I sat in this 3-hour seminar with a guy who was telling me about, how he can do something similar to the last coach. But when I had questions about his program, he basically was pretty rude and did not want to answer those questions. And so the more that I began to dig into the company and do some research, I found that it's completely opposite of what you and Harry do. Completely opposite as far as results, as far as the customer service, as far as all those things.
Yeah. We want to treat you like a baby, man. You're make sure you come in here and you're gonna get out here walking.
Yes.
So yeah, I love it. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. And in terms of the program, bit of a silly question. What do you kind of love most about the program?
Man, what I love most about the program is that I know it's working, and here's how. I keep getting contacted by people I know who have seen the ad. They've seen it, and they talk about it, and they're like, "I can't believe you're on YouTube." They talk about it as if I'm on, national television. The commercial, they talk about how finely done it is, and so I'll say that that's a testament to you, Ryan. So when I was setting up, at the location where I was shooting, you were there, you were giving me support, you were helping make sure that everything looked right, and then you let me do my thing, right? And so we made some magic there, and so people are talking about how captivating the ads were. So it's not just that you're adding value by helping create this system, but you're also coaching through it, and that makes a difference.
100%. And like Francis is saying, right, if like you want hands-on support for like a done for you system where we help you literally end to end, jump on call, get the video done for you, and not for you, but help you do it, so we know it's going to work. There will be a link down below, but I'll speak more on that in just a bit. And like you say, I want to touch on that point that you were saying. You know, you're having people come up to you, speaking to you about your ad. How has that been? How many times has that happened? How's that affected you?
It's, I mean, we haven't been running the ads long, and I think I've had people that I don't know very well contact me on Facebook in the direct messages. Yeah, and I've had people that I know very well, give me calls. They see me out in public, and they're just like, "Hey, man, I saw your ad, and I can't believe that I'm watching you on YouTube." And I mean, it's like, this is amazing. And you have a book, and you have all these things that you're doing, and we're just so proud. And so, I don't know. It's humbling, because I'm not a braggadocious type person.
Yeah.
So oftentimes what I'm thinking while I'm hearing this from people is I see your face and I see Harry's face. And I see you both saying, "I told you so." That this was that's what I see, right?
I love it. I love it. I love
I
it.
literally, so I'm listening to them. I'm trying to actively listen to what they're saying, and I'm appreciating the kudos, but I'm like, they told me that this would happen, and it's happening just like this. But I think the one thing that they talk about, so the editing and all of the things the sauce that you put on it at the end there, it just makes it different. They love how the video flows, how the scripts flow, the lead magnet, all those things that you all promised. They talk about how professionally well it was done, so it
Now,
felt high powered.
I mean, I love it. I'll on the side of your shoulder, just be like, "Hey, man, we told you so." I'll tell Harry that he's gonna laugh about that. But oh man, I'm so happy, and you can imagine how that would impact you when you come to the closing table with one of these leads that you're going to meet. When you get into the door with these guys, you can imagine if those people, if that's the consensus, if that's what most people are saying about your ad, you can imagine how that affects your closing percentage, right? There's a ripple effect, right? And that, even if they don't come from YouTube, they come from something else. They're also going to be fed the ad. It's just like you're going to be everywhere for them, which you can imagine will ultimately help you, which is great.
Love to hear
Okay,
it.
cool. And obviously, just for the people watching, they know that you've got a result. They don't know what the result is. So, in 3 days, I'll let you do the talking. Actually, you can.
Sure, I feel like you got the. Oh man, I'll tell you. In 3
Tell
days,
them what happened in 3 days.
I get a ding on my phone saying that you have a lead, and the way that this goes down, I talk to the person, I meet with them at their listing, and they think that I am an investor that buys property. So you seen the signs, we buy houses or we buy ugly houses. That's what this person thought that I did. And I told them that, and we kind of split ways. And I just said, you know what? I told Harry and Ryan that if I can get the person in front of me, I'll turn them into a listing.
You did.
And
You did.
that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. You know that video you sent me when we had a check-in call and you started talking about like I flipped him. I sent that clip to Harry and he has not stopped watching it. He's like he's so happy. And we're also happy because
I love it.
3 days and one listing. Everyone talks about how it takes some time to get going. It's paid ads. There's always a sunk cost. You got to put money in to get money out. But in 3 days, the lead gets generated. Rance joins me in like a coach on like a check-in call in like a week, and then drops the news on me, and I'm like, "This is what we do this for. It's the best feeling by and large, right?" So yeah, extremely happy that came through, and this is what I always tell you, Rance, is this is just the beginning. The first lead is always, we're still optimizing, we're still making changes, but yeah.
I mean, we have to tell the people, even when I told you guys that what the lead was like, you guys are kind of like, "Oh man, we're bummed out about that. Sorry about that. We'll keep working and then I come back and tell you, hey, I flipped them."
Exactly. We're like, man, like this is fine. This does happen. We're going to work on it to get you even better one.
Yeah.
Because it does happen on YouTube. But man, the fact that you can flip that, imagine a normal lead. It's done deal. It's done deal. And that's, again, if you're someone like Rance who can just flip people and can have some wits about your conversions, Again, like I said, a link will be down below. You can click that, schedule a time, and we can see if this will work for you. But again, we'll get to that in a second. So again, now that like we can talk about the program just in a bit more. So you're saying, well, speed result, which is amazing. Where do you think you'll be today if you hadn't joined the program? Just a random question, like a silly question, so to speak.
That's a good question. Here's what I'll say. I think that I would still be trying to figure out what actions I need to take to market my business this way. The confidence that I have in what you all do allows me to be even more confident when I'm going out and getting business on my own and dealing with clients and things like that. There's something interesting about the fact that you invest in yourself. There's something about when you actually invest in yourself, it starts to build this snowball, right? This snowball rolling downhill. And I think that that's one thing that I'm seeing is that not only are the ads running, but it gives confidence in the people who see the ad to say, he's actually active in business. And so if I know he's serious, I'm going to send him people. That's something that's been happening is that people are, they see that I'm serious about my business. This means that they want to send me their people as well. So that's a good thing.
There's just so many ripple effects when you do something like this, especially when you look as professional as you do in the ad. Yeah. It's like, they're like, okay, who's this big dog in town now?
Yeah.
So yeah, amazing. And as you were saying before, you joined, we kind of touched on this, but not really. Before you were a bit skeptical joining. What was going through your head when you were on the call with Harry or before then and all of this stuff?
There are so many things going on in my head. The first one was, do I really want to spend this? I don't know these guys. How do I know it's going to work? It's all of the things that I think most people think about. What if it doesn't work? And so I have a board of directors. I have a few people that I really trust in my life who are well-to-do. They're really good at business. One of them is an MBA. And I sat with them all and I told them the opportunities that were, in front of me regarding this, because they've been successful. And we all talked through, and I got some really good advice from all of them who are, all high level people. They're like, this is something that you should do. You should take this leap. You should vet, trust, but verify. And that's what I did. Trust, but verify. And once I did my verifications and kind of centered myself and got calm about it, it was on.
It was on. We're off to the races, eh?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, cool. And as you said, right, you called some of our clients, you vetted us in every probably way possible. Mm-hmm. What would you say to someone who's in your boots now, going through the exact same stuff that you just spoke about then? When they're watching this now and they're on the fence, what would you say to them about joining this program?
What I say is I completely understand, for one, your skepticism. You're even listening to me and you don't know me from Adam, right? But you can find me online and you can call me because my number is public. And I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying on this call. And that's that. Yeah, I understand. You're skeptical. You don't know. You've never done this before. You're uncomfortable. Maybe, you have the money sitting around, but do you actually want to spend it in this direction? I think if you really want to take your business up and you want to level your business up, this is the way to go. This is the way to go.
Love it. All right. Well, we'll wrap things up then. Rance, I'll let you jump. And just to wrap things up, I want to thank the audience. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Rance, for joining me and giving me the chance to interview you. And as I was alluding to throughout the call, if you're watching this right now and you're interested in working together or you have some questions about the program, you can just scroll down. There should be a link for you to book directly in, and we can see if you are fit for the system or not. Rance, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you so much for jumping on. I'll let you go, my friend.
All right. Appreciate it.
See ya.